SMT Nation, we back. Nation, T-Mobile's got a big announcement. Looks like a new initiative. What they're referring to as Your Name, Our Wireless. Let me tell you guys all about it here in today's video. The Financial Times has the article for us. I'll provide a link for that. It's in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, guys, let me give you the news, what we know currently, and I'm going to tell you the intention that T-Mobile is moving with. All right, so T-Mobile launching Your Name, Our Wireless is going to be their comprehensive solution for non-traditional mobile virtual network operators to be able to, to have those companies create and manage wireless services just utilizing T-Mobile as their backbone or access. What they're going to create is a suite of end-to-end managed solutions, simplifying back-end setup, daily operations, those types of things, and then allowing those companies, the MVNOs, to deal with the customer, to deal with, the sales and everything. So they're basically, it's wholesaling your network. The service is really geared towards emerging, innovative, and new style MVNOs. Those that are kind of trying to innovate, break through, doing things differently, whether it's through like financial services, entertainment, maybe it's membership services, whatever, trying to do something different. They're trying to enable those folks. So offering the scalability, flexibility, and, that type of uniqueness. Now, that's the news. I want to tell you guys what T-Mobile's actually doing here. What T-Mobile is doing, and this is why you're subscribed to my channel, by the way, all right, for this part. What T-Mobile does is, or what they're doing with this. All right, so T-Mobile has no problem selling network access to companies that are small, to companies that won't scale, to companies that will not compete with them. They enable cable operators that are super tiny that will never have big reach. The reason for that is they don't want to introduce real competition that's going to push them, force them to have to respond. Right? They're good competing against AT&T and Verizon because, both of those companies are well known for raising prices. So as long as they continue to be the price leader by even a small margin, 5 or 10%, they'll continue to compete. They're good with that. They're not good, however, enabling companies that will outsell them and beat them on price, which is like cable MVNOs. So if you notice, the only company really playing nicely with cable MVNOs is Verizon. AT&T doesn't want to deal with them, and neither does T-Mobile, because they take share from those companies. What T-Mobile did was very strategic here. We've got a little bit of excess capacity on the network. Let's sell it to companies that can try to sell, but will never compete with us. Now, this, like I was saying, this looks good to regulators. This puts T-Mobile in a place publicly with the PR and the perception that they're trying to enable other smaller startups and companies, which is nice, right? That's what it looks like. But what they're not telling you, and this is the truth, is that they would never enable real competitors who would take the fight to them. And that's why you don't see them playing nicely with cable from a competitive standpoint with respect to wireless business. They will not. And to be honest with you, they really can't sell them the rates that they need. T-Mobile has to pay access for 10 gig fiber circuits and those types of things. The cost economics wouldn't be there like they are for Verizon, because Verizon runs one fiber across 50% of their network and their cell tower sites. So it's a little bit different. But, while this is nice for those emerging companies that are trying to break through and do things differently, honestly, they could probably find better rates at other companies, which is why I think you see certain ones like US Mobile kind of playing with multiple carriers, playing the field to see what works. And who knows how long they continue to exercise that. But I think it's important to note, what T-Mobile is doing publicly has a perception, and then what they're really doing behind the scenes is very different. This will never be something big scale. This will never be something that's going to become so game-changing and large that it's going to make an impact on the industry. It won't do that. This is very, very strategic by them. If regulators would ever come and knock on T-Mobile's door about antitrust or anti-competitive practices, they could point back to say in this and say, hey, we've been enabling small providers. We've been trying to create competitors in the space. This would be Exhibit A. And regulators couldn't do anything about it. They'd have to acknowledge that they are enabling small startups. But what they're not telling you is these smart startups don't have a chance. And to be honest with you guys, even if these brands were to take off and really start to scale, T-Mobile's just going to buy them. Just look what they did to Mint. It's all facts. There's no cap in any of this. And this is not me throwing spurges on T-Mobile. It has nothing to do with that. Just watch what they do. Don't just listen to what they say. Watch what they do. And we've got a body of work on the T-Mobile company over the last 4 years. You tell me how you foresee this playing out. You tell me what their intentions are. Because the last I checked, they're still got their knee in the neck of Dish. Just throwing that out there. And don't forget about all the companies, the MVNOs, that they cut off after the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. Don't forget about those things. Keep those in your memory banks because those things matter. Their current CEO is the same CEO that was doing those things just a few years ago. All right, don't forget those things. Sound off in the comment section below. Now, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.